Hello everyone, it's RiggyRob here, and today I'm playing Genie. This is a suspense visual novel set in a pseudo-Victorian age, and it takes influences from Dishonored. And this caught my eye because it looks very similar to Hotel Dusk, you'll notice, with the black and white pencil-drawn style. So, let's start the game, shall we? The tapping of the rain outside and measured pace of the clock on the shelf weaved a lulling melody. It flooded the room with a serene atmosphere, disturbed by the occasional whipping of the wind against the old manor's facade. Richard swept his cards on the table, revealing a pair of aces. Not bad, huh? Doubt you can beat this. Frowning, Larry dropped his hand face down. You are one lucky bat. Now, Mr. Fiddle, you are dangerously close to violating Her Majesty's Code of Civics Chapter Part 3 Oh, shot it. Larry stood from the table, picking his helmet with one hand and reaching for the lantern with the other. I have a plan. I'll make a round upstairs, cool my head a little, and beat your chuffed mug at your own game. Sure thing, right after the creepy crawlies get you. Lady Luck is on my side tonight. We'll see about that. Larry's voice echoed somewhere from the stairs. A short creak of a step announced that he had almost made it to the second floor. Richard felt lucky to get into a shift with his old pal. The nights passed quickly with a poker partner, even if he was a sucker for bluffs. He leaned back on the chair and peeked through the glass. I hope it'll dry out before the morning. Hate to dredge for that trolley station in that mud. Lightning crackled close by. At the same time, Larry's high-pitched voice rang out from above. Okay, I haven't been doing high-pitched, but sure. Larry, is everything okay? Only the humming of the rain answered him. For a moment, Richard felt uncomfortable under the unwavering gaze of hunting trophies. He paced the hall towards the stairs. Fine. Don't think it'll help you in taking a revanche. Richard traced the revolver holster on his belt, just in case. The old plank creaked, pressured by the boot, as he went up the steps. This thing will snap under someone. I need to remind Mr. Clark, again. He reached the second floor, a T-shaped corridor, and turned towards the study entrance. An empty passage, lit by the paired lamps on both sides, presented itself for inspection. Where are you? Do you want to play hide and seek now? Oh, no! Richard looked towards the master bedroom. At the far end of the hallway, Larry laid on his belly, close to the floor, face down, motionless. Holy! He suppressed the great urge to check Larry's condition. Richard whipped his revolver out. Sorry, buddy. The intruders were still maybe close by. Did they hear him earlier? Thud. As if reading his mind or out of some twisted code of honour, the opponent made his position clear, just behind the wall, between the intersection of the bedroom and the study. Richard strained his ears, trying to be still. The strange metal sound rang out from the room. Click, clack, click. The noise stopped, giving way for a moment of eerie silence, followed by another pair of heavy steps. What the hell? Who in their right mind gives up the element of surprise in such a way? The intruder walked into the study, making a point of slamming the floor with each step. Richard crept closer to the door and assumed a shooting stance, zeroing in onto the door. The mockery march continued behind the wall, drawing closer and closer to the exit of the room. The hammering of footsteps ceased at the same moment the knob began to turn. Richard's focus glued to the door. His finger tightened on the trigger. The handle made a semicircle with a click. A bead of sweat rolled down his temple, tingling a corner of his eye. A roar of lightning shook the tense atmosphere, extinguishing all lamps inside. Uttering a silent curse, Richard blinked a few times. A perfect time for electricity to die out. Damn it. The hallway stood completely still and silent. Only a dim light from street lanterns pierced the night's veil through the window. Richard tried to calm down his breathing. The situation worsened by the minute. He must take the initiative in his own hands. Come out with your hands in the air immediately. I'm authorized to use lethal force. Booming, his voice filled the darkness in the corridor. It almost hid a soft click of a knob from the other side of the passage. Richard whipped around, following the sound. A tiny gap between the frame and the door itself shut like a clam. How did the intruder cross the whole corridor in such a short time, and on top of this, without a sound? Or is it another one? I need to get out of here. Richard leaned on the wall, not sure which way to aim. Ringing silence gripped the hallway as if waiting for his next move. With his heart hammering in his ears, Richard took a small step towards the stairs. Thud. The sound echoed across the far part of the corridor from the bedroom. The bastards are still at it. He raised his boot and lowered it a bit further without even a slightest of sounds. The intruder immediately answered with another slam. How can this be? Richard took a moment to scan the surroundings from both sides. Nothing. He made 2 more steps in rapid succession, turned his back to the stairs. Each of these steps matched by a thud behind the wall with exact timing. The last one mirrored Richard's position with only bricks and planks between them. Click, clack, click. A low, guttural growl rumbled from the bedroom. It called out to primal instincts and forced Richard's hair to stand on its ends. Still, he managed another step towards the stairs. Richard inhaled deeply. Come on, you held it together on Unification Day a year ago. This must be a sick trick. The snarling intensified, reverberating and consuming the hallway. With an aim dancing all over the wall before him, Richard slid his leg across the floor. A moment later, he found the end of the first step with his heel. The growling exploded into a high-pitched shriek, sending shivers throughout Richard's body. His finger coiled on the trigger without any conscious thought. The bullet dug away through the wall, but the creature already rushed to the bedroom's door. In a second, it slammed open. So, we can either run down the stairs or accept the fight. Well, Richard seems like someone who wouldn't be a coward, so let's accept the fight. Come on, what are you waiting for? Richard aimed for the narrow space before the door. His voice came out dry and hoarse. The sound of the rain dominated the hallway. It turned into a downpour, weaving single raps of raindrops together in a constant drumming. Richard stepped closer to the bedroom. The sound of falling water masked his movement, but it brought little comfort to him. Another step. He whirled to check the stairwell in the study. One more step forward. Richard glanced down to check Larry's condition. Even without focusing on it, his eyes glued to the pool of blood. Richard clenched his teeth. Bastards. A light sound, something resembling a sigh, whispered from the bedroom. Richard secured his back against the opposite wall and peeked inside the door frame. His revolver pointed straight ahead. Only the vague shapes of furniture greeted him. Wind and rain played with an apple tree right outside the balcony doors. Each sway of its branches sent shadows into a dance on the walls. Something moved inside, but fleeting moments at best. The anticipation clawed at Richard's nerves. His whole body was on fire. A whiff of lightning went down somewhere close, echoing through the manor. The flash lightened the room, revealing a silhouette close to the bed. Mr. Clark? Richard didn't even flinch. Each of his muscles prepared for combat, ready to snap at any threat. Where will the intruder attack? The room had enough space for a man to stand on both sides of the doorframe, so left or right. Pointing with his revolver at the middle section of the pass, Richard stepped closer to the bedroom. At this moment, a dark shape rushed at Richard from above the door of all possible directions, but he was ready. His aim snapped to the threat. The corridor rumbled from the shot. Exploding in a shower of feathers, the pillow flew back into the room. Richard froze, staring into the fluffy rain. In the next instant, something stirred below the veil of feathers. A darker smudge on the floor coiled like a spring. Richard pushed the gun down on the new target. Obscured by feathers, the creature lunged forward. Another shot rang out. The bullet hit into the floor. Light gleaming on a metal. It was the last thing his eyes could see before his vision slipped into the darkness. Damn! What happened to Richard? Wow. I guess you guys are going to have to play this for yourself and find out. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like and comment within the video to help our channel out. And if you want to see more like Genie, you can subscribe to our channel by clicking on our logo in the middle of the screen here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.